Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is episode number 3 of fruit cakes, where I take seasonal fruits and turn them into delicious cakes. Today's fruit is strawberries, and I decided to pair that with vanilla to make these cute, adorable, and delicious mini vanilla strawberry cakes. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is prepare the vanilla cake. This cake is super soft and fluffy and has a beautiful crumbly texture, and that is achieved by using a mixture of oil and butter. The first thing that we're going to do is sift the dry ingredients in a medium-sized bowl, give that a mix, and set that aside. As you can see, the dry ingredients also include cornstarch, which is the secret ingredient in this cake and makes it super soft and crumbly. The full written recipe is available on my blog, and a link to that is in the description box below as always. Next, let's move on to the wet ingredients. In a large bowl, combine together some softened butter, some vegetable oil, and granulated sugar. It's really important that your butter is soft, otherwise it's going to be difficult to whip with the sugar. You can check out the blog for a hack to quickly soften up butter if you forgot to remove it from the refrigerator in advance. Now I'm using an electric mixer to beat this on medium-high speed for about 2 minutes until it is nice and fluffy like this. You could also use a whisk or a stand mixer. Once the mixture looks something like this, clean the sides of your bowl, and then we're going to move on to the next ingredients. I'm going to add in vanilla. I'm using a tablespoon. It's really important that you have a good quality vanilla because this is vanilla cake after all. And then I'm going to add in 3 eggs, one at a time, beating well between each addition. Again, it's best to use room temperature eggs to get the best results. There's a hack to quickly bring eggs to room temperatures as well in the written recipe. By the way, the first 2 episodes of this series is already out. The first episode was cherries and the second was raspberries. If you want to know what delicious cakes I made using those, you can click the link in the description box below. Once we've incorporated in all of the eggs, we're going to get rid of the electric mixer and then use a spatula to make the rest of the batter. And then I'm going to add in half of the dry mixture that we made earlier and then gently fold that in. Once that's fully incorporated, add in half of the buttermilk and fold to combine. You want to be gentle while folding in both the buttermilk and the dry ingredients. And then you're going to repeat the exact same process by adding the remaining dry ingredients and then the remaining buttermilk, folding well between each addition. As you can see, I did this in halves. I first added half of the dry ingredients, then half of the buttermilk, and repeated the process. But in the written recipe, I decided to change it up a little bit and add it in thirds instead. This made it so much easier to incorporate the flour into the dough, and also it had so much less lumps, and it was just so much smoother and easier. So you want to follow the written recipe and do it in thirds. I'm sorry if that was confusing, just follow the written recipe. Alright, everything is combined and our batter is ready to go. As you can see, there are very little lumps, and that's the reason I chose to change it into thirds instead of halves. But anyways, I'm going to pour the batter into a greased and lined 9 by 13 inch rectangular baking tray. Spread the batter out as evenly as possible, and then we're going to bake this at 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. And next, for the strawberry whipped cream, beat together your whipped cream, some powdered sugar, and strawberry jello. The strawberry jello is an addition to the fresh strawberries because it just makes the strawberry flavors so much stronger. We're going to beat this using an electric hand or stand mixer on high speed for about 7 to 8 minutes, or until you have stiff peaks. You can also do this using a whisk, but of course it's going to take so much longer, about 15 minutes. Once your cream is nice and fluffy and has stiff peaks like this, I'm going to add in the main ingredient, which is strawberries. I'm adding in 4 to 5 strawberries that I mushed up and pureed. I just used a fork, but you can also use a blender. Add that in and then beat to combine. Don't overbeat the heavy cream, just beat it until the strawberries are incorporated and then stop. Look at that amazing fluffy texture. This cream tastes so good, you guys. Honestly, it's hard not to eat this just by itself. And now let's move on to the cake. The cake is fully cooled and I trimmed off a little bit off the top, as you can see. And now I'm using a 2.5 inch diameter cookie cutter to cut the cake into layers like this. You can also use a cookie cutter that's slightly larger or smaller if you'd like. Cut as many layers as you can, and then for the ends, I also used half of this cookie cutter to cut halves, and then I put those together to make one layer. And here are the layers. As you can see, it's a little bit thick, so what we're going to do is cut each of these layers in half again to make 2 layers. So now you have a lot of cake layers to work with, so let's start assembling this cake. These mini cakes. Starting with one layer, I'm going to use a piping bag that I fitted with a regular sized round tip. I filled the cream into the bag, and now you're going to use that to pipe little dollops all over the sides of the cake and then into the middle. Add on the next layer and repeat the exact same process. Pipe an outline of cream first and then fill it into the center, because this outline is what we're going to be seeing when we add on the next layer. So what you do in the middle does not really matter, it's the outside that needs to look nice and neat. Add on the third layer and repeat the exact same process. You could stop here and have 3 layers for each of these cakes, but I decided to do 4 layers, so I'm going to add one more cake layer and repeat the exact same process one more time. And to top them off, I used half of a fresh strawberry. Not only does it look so cute, but it's super simple and you can see the little dollops of cream as well. You can decorate it however you'd like and then repeat the same process for all of your cake layers. And here they are. They are cute, adorable, and they taste so good. The cake is soft and crumbly, and it pairs with the strawberry whipped cream frosting so well. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already.